Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video, we're going to briefly discuss a question that came up rather recently from one of my clients with respect to U.S. immigration. It's a matter pertaining to visa petition validity. What are we talking about here? Basically, in cases, let's go ahead and talk U.S. marriage visa cases, you're going to basically have essentially in the process you get a receipt notice from U.S. immigration authorities with the Department of Homeland Security, and then there's a secondary notice upon approval of the petition. There's a notice of an approved petition. That approval, in that approval notice, which is sometimes called NOA 2 or Notice of Action 2, if you read online you'll see things like NOA 1 or Notice of Action 1, which is basically the receipt notice. NOA 2, when you get the approval notice from U.S. immigration, that approval notice basically stipulates a time frame of validity of the underlying petition. And this petition validity, this approved petition validity, this time period, this expiration date, can be rather vexing to individuals who are going through this process, and oftentimes I get rather disconcerted phone calls from individuals who are undertaking the immigration process because they want to know, oh my gosh, the visa petition validity is running up and we don't have an interview date yet, or we don't have something done. Have no fear. The overall situation with respect to petition authority, or with respect to petition approval and the expiration of said petition, is often rather easily dealt with. And it's rather easily dealt with because consular officers at U.S. embassies and consulates overseas have what I rather colloquially refer to as pocket authority to revalidate the underlying visa petition. So let's say, for example, due to unforeseen factors and due to circumstances beyond one's control, the visa interview is going to occur a few days after the underlying visa petition approval has expired. The consular officer, and it's been my experience that they do this as really a matter of routine, although it may not be the best idea to sort of take that as a given, and I'll explain that in a moment. But as a matter of rather of routine, in cases such as this where you're coming in with a petition that's expired by a few days or maybe even a few weeks, the consular officer will go ahead and just revalidate the petition utilizing their authority and continue processing the case, notwithstanding the issues pertaining to the underlying petition. So it's not really a matter of utterly grave concern with respect to the process. That being said, again, it's not necessarily a good idea to go ahead and take that pocket authority and revalidation for granted because, say, for example, months or years pass between underlying petition approval and a desire to undertake consular processing. In a case such as years going by without demonstrating some kind of significantly serious issue that justifies the delay, there's a pretty good chance that a consular officer is going to say, well, I'm not going to revalidate that petition. It's been quite a period of time, basically on the understanding that it's probably a good idea if a significant amount of time has elapsed, there could have been material changes to the life or lifestyles of the underlying petitioner and beneficiary, and perhaps a re-petitioning is warranted just to make sure all due diligence has been conducted with respect to the bona fides of the underlying relationship. Again, we're talking marriage visas here. Same can be said for fiancé visas. Again, this petition validity, it is an issue. It's not a grave issue, but it can be an issue, and it's something to keep in mind with respect to visa processing, because it keeps individuals' eyes on the ball with respect to keeping up the process, essentially sort of making certain that everybody's moving things forward. It's sort of a good it's sort of a carrot and a stick. It's sort of a good negative thing that you have to sort of keep in mind when you're processing this stuff through. It's something that causes people to essentially keep the process moving. Again, because failure to go ahead and do this stuff in a timely manner and deal with the process in a timely manner, if it stretches out into months and years, there's a possibility the consular officer won't revalidate the underlying petition for various reasons, and repetitioning will be necessary, which essentially causes the whole process to start over again. Again, not a grave concern, but at the same time a concern and something that one should be aware of when dealing especially with the consular processing aspects of visa processing, but not something to get overly concerned about if it's just a matter of a few days.